guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're a little late to the party with this one, Matty, but it has been heavily requested over the last few weeks.
Certainly has.
Lots and lots of people in the comments asking for the Mizuno T22 review.
Yeah, T20s were really, really nice. I played them for a season
That's
myself.
right.
Enjoyed them a lot, and these look like they've made some nice little updates, maybe more in the options realm than so much, the individual features.
Yeah, I mean, when we were running through the changes with Chris and Dave, one of the things they talked about was the new player's profile, and I was like, I really thought the last one had the player's
So
profile.
did I. Yeah, so did I.
It being made, to look a little smaller. I was almost kind of maybe a little worried at a point of like, how small are we talking here? Because I thought the last one was pretty small, but they're not intimidating at all. They're not uncomfortably small by any means. They are compact. It's a great looking wedge.
It's a great looking wedge. I always loved the 50 and the T20. That's kind of where I really got my liking for them.
Yeah.
Blended really nice into the iron set. They've kept that here. I'm looking at the 50 right now, and just peeking at the sand wedge and the lob wedge. It has a little bit of that flavor now. Like they look a little bit less wide heel to toe. It's a bit more narrow. The scoring lines kind of cover a bit more of the face.
Yep.
It's a very unique look, but it looks, as you said, like something a player would really like to look down at.
Definitely, and the consistent or constant refinements that these companies make, comes from player feedback and listening to the tour players and getting an idea of what they would like. So there's obviously the design team and everything that they want to put in there, the new kind of grind options. We've got the kind of copper plating on the chrome and the denim copper.
Right.
Obviously not in the raw, but all these kind of features. It's exactly what people are asking for.
And I think a ton of people, especially in the consumer space, would have been asking for more grind options, fair to say.
Definitely.
It was pretty limited in the last one, to be fair, but now we've got an S, we've got an X, we've got a C grind,
and a D,
and they're available in pretty much, they're available in the appropriate lofts.
And the appropriate lofts, exactly right. As most companies do.
All companies are like that, right?
Exactly right. So, like we said, three different finishes. Chrome, obviously everyone offers some form of chrome, satin chrome. The raw, which is probably, as people see how many tour players use raw, I think that's becoming really, really popular.
And it looks good, this version of it.
Yeah, we're seeing that with other companies. Obviously, there have been, two of the most prominent wedge companies, they charge a premium for raw, and this is not a premium. So I think that's, a feature to not kind of brush over.
Agreed.
So wedge, sort of, or face technology, quad cut hydro flow grooves, Matty. We obviously saw with the ping wedges how much that hydrophobicity retains the spin. You actually, if you tilt this in the light, you can really see that between the grooves. It's
quite
kind of hard
obvious
to see, but when you kind of got the light shining down on it, you can kind of see the amount of texture between the grooves. I think Mizuno's constant drive to become more than just an iron company.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that here, and I think they kind of got quite a ways into the wedge market just with making really good looking and good feeling clubs. Now I think they're going to try to get some market share by nipping into the performance of the other ones. Like as you said, things that Ping is doing, they're sort of doing their own version. The different grinds and shapes, kind of like what Voki's been famous for all these years.
It's quality throughout. The forging that we know Mizuno's famous for. It's got a dynamic gold tour issue S4 shaft. It's got a Z-cord grip in it. I mean, it's all the kind of premium features, isn't it?
It's very nice even off the shelf, right? Like kind of looks like you've got a custom wedge here, and this is actually just the stock offering before you do anything to it.
Exactly right. So no, I think that's really nice.
Cool.
Alrighty, let's hit some 50s.
It's good. Better strike there.
Do it.
Ooh,
rascal. It's got a chance again.
Do it.
Oh, nice tight standard deviation on that.
Yeah, very similar flights, aren't they?
Very, very good.
And even the first one that I struck was a little bit toe side, and to be honest, it wasn't a huge difference in the ball flight between the next two that were hit much more solid. So I would say, we're not hitting a million shots here, but I don't think people should go, there's no way I can play these if I don't strike the dead center of it. I hit a bunch just to warm up also. You can mix the strike around a little bit and still get a pretty good result. They're consistent.
What do you think? We want to put a little water on them?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do a little
Spritz. Do it.
Spritzy. Yeah, it looks like it's covering about the same distance, Matty. That's a good sign.
Compare that to one of the other ones. It looks exactly the same to me.
That's pretty impressive, to be honest.
Same spin, same launch.
Yep.
Same total distance. Hello.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as the last one.
Yeah, it's spinning just fine. Look at
Wow,
that, actually.
that's the highest spinning one yet.
Yeah, I caught it a groove low and it was spinny. Good.
That was as much water as I could keep on the face
Yeah,
there.
a little came up too.
I literally couldn't keep more on the face.
It did awfully well.
No, I mean, you know, and if you're looking at this as the player who's experiencing it, you're not going to have your quad down, measuring it and stuff like that. All you know is the ball went the exact same distance in the dry, exact same distance in the wet. That little cutty one, that's going to spin for days.
It really wants to spin, doesn't it?
Handsome.
Nice. Ooh. It's a 100-yard club because it spins so much.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. I mean, it would probably not become your full sort of yardage until you dulled the grooves down a little bit.
It's true enough. Yeah, you need to get 1,000 RPM off of it. That's
just get into the bunker and get a little bit of spin off them.
Because over 12,000, I don't remember seeing that on a sand wedge ever.
That's a rarity on a sand wedge. Yeah, we've seen a couple lob wedges that maybe snuck into the 12s, but we normally get to 12. This is a really aggressive groove, Matty. Really aggressive. You wouldn't really need to use that much spin on full shots. Where you'll need that extra spin is right here on 50-yarders and the partial shots. Yeah. You know, when people struggle to create lots of spin on these ones, this is where I think that could come into its own. That was lovely. So definitely the theme that we were seeing is just how much spin. I don't think we've seen this much spin out of any of the wedges we've tested so far.
No, definitely not.
We've never had a 50-yard partial that you've kind of consistently been able to see over 9.
Usually when we try to get the 95, 96, 97 up to 10,000, we're starting to hit some weird deliveries and stuff. And for the most part, these I'm just kind of playing it, arm parallel to arm parallel, keep the loft on it, and they're zipping out there with so much spin.
Yeah, throw it straight in there. I mean, we had softened the green up for some fun with the 60, but looking at that, you can throw it into the full distance with that, knowing that the stopping power is there. It's not launching terribly low, 32.6. So you've kind of got the angle of descent and the spin working for you. That's kind of why I think they were backing up the way that they were. No, really impressed. I don't think I've kind of came away from a test thinking that I've seen something quite different in quite some time.
Agreed.
I think there's some spin differences there. There's some increases that we haven't seen before. I think the spin retention on the wet test was fascinating.
Shocking. Yeah, it was so good.
Quite unbelievable.
Yeah.
10,745. So, but key to it was wet wedge, dry wedge, 119, exact same distance.
That's what you're looking for.
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, this is a great set of wedges. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect. I think most people kind of fell in love with the new finishes and stuff, but there is a lot more to it than that. I think the grinds, I've never tried this type of grind with the X grind from Mizuno specifically. I can see how if we were playing like really tight Bermuda lies, that might be really nice. All the way up to the S grind, which kind of reminds me more of my Vokeys. Just a lot of good stuff going on here. And the profile is, I think at address, they're some of the best looking wedges that I've seen so far.
Definitely. No, I think these are going to be in high demand for a lot of reasons, and now that we've seen the performance, I mean, there's always is a wedge going to be popular based on all the things we've talked about, the shape, the finishes, the shafts and the grips that come in, all that sort of stuff. But now you come in, it's performance characteristics, like we always say. We're always looking for performance characteristics. So you get a player, maybe they want to play a specific ball, or maybe their left dash Pro V1X, and they want to kind of sacrifice a little bit of spin because they love it off the driver. Yeah. Something like that. There's reasons here, and there's performance characteristics with these wedges that I really think that as a fitter, I'll be going over there and grabbing those out if somebody's looking for more spin or play firm greens, that type of thing. Okay guys, T22s, they were released October 14, so they're in the stores now. I think we'll probably continue to do some wedge testing. We'll probably put some wedges against one another. It's been a kind of bit of a lull for wedges because we were waiting on some coming out. With the stock shortages that there are in the golf industry right now, we were asked to pull some from our matrix, and I'm sure other companies are the exact same way. So really pleased to have T22s as an option in the demo matrix here at TXG. Okay guys, stay tuned for that. We'll see you again soon.